And we welcome you back inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena. A major statement made at UFC 94. MMA Live at UFC 94 continues. We are powered by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. It's John Anna, Kenny Florian, and Frank Mir. And George St. Pierre, guys, takes out BJ Penn. He said he wasn't satisfied with the decision at UFC 58. He wanted to get the knockout. He wanted to get the finish this time around. George St. Pierre joined us right now. What a performance. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I wanted really bad this victory.
And we could tell you were supremely focused all week. Absolutely the epitome of intensity all week long. You talked to Joe Rogan in the Octagon after the fight about your strategy. For those that didn't catch the pay-per-view, tell them a little bit about what your strategy was and how you were able to get it done.
Well, BJ Penn is a very fast starter, and he's got very fast end. And he got small shoulder if you look at him, like boxing shoulder. So I wanted to make the first couple rounds a wrestling match. A lot of clinch, a lot of moving around for him to carry my weight and make the blood goes in his shoulder. So like that, his shoulder would have been heavy. And his hand would not come out as fast as it is as usual. And then after pick him up, standing up, and as I wish later in the fight.
That was the part of the game plan. I know you didn't want to reveal to me when we spoke on Thursday night. Again, George St. Pierre, a dominating win. He gets the referee stoppage by TKO at the end of the fourth round. Just 27 years old. It is amazing, sort of peaking as a mixed martial artist. George, were you surprised at all that BJ was able to withstand the punishment and make it into, I guess, through the fourth round? Did you think maybe the fight would come to an end before that?
At one point, to tell you the truth, I hit him when he was in his guard, and I saw his eyes flipped, but he came back to himself very fast. So that's a sign that he was in good shape. His heart was pumping the blood to his brain very fast. And I mean, he's a very tough guy, you know what I mean? And he has a lot of courage to come up in another weight class, you know. And even though a lot of things has been said, I have a lot of respect for him.
One thing, actually, I thought you would implement more in the game plan was not so much maybe the clinch up close, but you have such excellent kicks. Did you not go in there to do that first? Were you going to start implementing that as he got tired? Because, I mean, obviously you're one of the best kickers there is in MMA right now, but you wanted to go ahead, instead of staying far away, you opted to go in and pressure him with the clinch?
Actually, the thing is, BJ Penn, I know we have seen a lot of my fight. And when you go in war, you don't want to show all your weapon. So all the talking, all the things, I wanted to show some different weapon. So that's why I didn't really shoot from far, because I was expecting him to try a knees to my head. And I was faking a lot. If you saw, because he's got a very fast reaction time, but he's got a slow reset time, and all that we have been studying. That's mean when I do something, he reacts very fast, faster than most of the fighter in UFC. But if I fake something, and he reacts, his brain is a muscle. He take a lot of time to reset and to be able to react as fast as it is for the first shot. So he had a very slow reset time. So my strategy was to fake him, make him react, and then attack after it all.
George, it was a masterful performance. Usually you're always a professional at the weigh-ins. Usually all smiles. You seem to be more focused going into this fight, the weigh-ins. Why was that? Was it what was going on, the trash talk back and forth? Was your mindset different for this fight than other fights?
Well, actually, I changed a lot after my loss to Matsera. I take things a lot more seriously. I'm a very outgoing guy, you know. I smile. In the locker room, I like to make joke, but when it's time for business, it's time for business. And you know what I mean? I just go with the flow, you know. I try to, you know, before the fight, the days before the fight, I try to not talk too much, because talking sometimes for nothing is waste of energy.
Do you really feel there was something to improve upon in your game, even at the Matt Serra stage? I mean, in that fight, we all kind of were talking about it beforehand. We felt you got caught behind the ear, which any fighter knows that you get punched in equilibrium behind the ear, it'll shake you up. Yeah. But you really seen it as an approach that you made a mistake to that?
I got caught. He beat me fair square. I have nothing to say. But yeah, I got caught I lost my equilibrium. And a lot of people blame me because I tap. But the thing is, when you get caught in a submission, and you know you get caught in an arm bar,
you don't want your arm
I prefer to tap and come back stronger next time than not tapping and getting my arm broke and not having my arm 100%. So it's same thing. I knew I was finished. I lost my equilibrium. I was going to get knocked out. I didn't want to lose conscience and have cerebral damage for the rest of my career. So I just said, I'll go for another time. You know,
Today wasn't my day and live to fight another day.
Yeah, a lot of people say I'm a quitter, but I'm not a quitter.
No, not at all.
I did a lot of sacrifice to be where I'm at, and I think my journey to be champion is very legit. You know?
Yeah, that's interesting you say that, because that was one thing that some of the trash talking going ahead when BJ said things. And I understand everybody tries to talk about things, but a lot of things said about you that were being commented from the other camp as far as you being a front runner, I thought was really the opposite of you. Because even in the BJ Penn fight, I think everybody gave the first time. He won the first round. So really, from anything in that fight, you proved that you come back from behind. Because like you said, fight rounds 2 and 3, you fought back.
And in the end, you know, he was talking about George, you know, quitting and not having heart. And in the end, it was him that he quit in this fight.
But you know, I think he was talking. It's called reflexology. You know, he was talking to me about himself. He was talking about things that he found out on himself to me to defend himself. Sorry for my English.
No, I know.
It's called reflexology, and that's what he was very not comfortable, and so that's what I figured out. So
he was projecting his own image, his own insecurities upon himself.
His image. That's what I thought.
Well, you were supremely prepared. We can hear the scientific approach. Now we're going to look at some of the highlights from George St. Pierre's victory over BJ Penn and GSP. After the first round, you guys sort of feeling each other out, a little bit conservative, and then you just let go. Talk us through the fight a little bit.
Well, first round, I wanted to make a very physique fight, a lot of clinching, and to make him tired, to make his shoulder stiff, you know, because I know when he wrestle a lot, his shoulder gets stiff and he lost his hand speed.
You know, George, to me, it was so impressive. I mean, you're getting down to the little details, the little things to win this fight. I mean, it was a masterful performance. Is there any coach, or was it you in particular? Who was it in particular that really noticed that and wanted to come up with that game plan?
Well, I have the help of a lot of guys too in my camp. Greg Jackson, Feraz Zahabi, Phil Nurse, John Danaher from New York, myself. You know, like we all talk to each other and we talk about some point that we should. What we've seen, and we put a strategy all together. You know, sometimes we discuss. You know, we sit down at the table. And we say, "I'm not agree with that because of this," and then, you know, we just put a game plan. It takes a couple of time. You know, we don't do that in like 2 minutes.
Live, I don't know if you're able to see it on pay-per-view. There was a commotion around the outside of the cage in your corner in rounds 2 and 3. Do you know anything was going on about that, or?
I'm sorry, a commotion.
A commotion. There was several people coming up, and I seen commissions pointing and yelling at trainers, and I couldn't figure out. None of us know what was going on.
Yes, what happened is one of my trainers had, because they put Vaseline in my face. So what he did is when I came back in my corner, he had Vaseline in his hand, but he went on the other side. So normally he want to do it to make me breathe. He want to rub my back, but his hand has Vaseline
from the last round.
From
he
the
saw
last
the Vaseline
round,
on his hand. Okay.
But anyway, I think the commission complained, but now he stopped it, and then they put the towel.
The towel on. Okay. Simple mistake. Yeah. All of a sudden, cage. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what was going on.
We only have 1 minute, and sometimes with the walking, like sometimes 40 seconds, so people are kind of in a rush. And anyway, I didn't really see it. I was focusing on one thing, you know, but that's what I heard in my corner. That's what they told me.
Well, the eyes of the mixed martial arts world were firmly on George St. Pierre and BJ Penn tonight. GSP emerges with the victory with his belt firmly in hand. Next up, most likely, is Thiago Alves in your next title defense. Congratulations on an unbelievable performance. We appreciate you taking a few minutes.
Thank you very much, and I want to wish the best of luck to Mr. Florian for his title shot against BJ Penn.
George made everything right. He made it all right. Everything's back to normal now.
All right, it is the Postfight Extra MMA Live at UFC 94. Final thoughts when we come back. You're watching MMA Live on ESPN.com.